Welcome to the 3 pillars of Blender car modeling. Start with a cube, then go into edit mode, press A to select every vertex and then press M to merge it at center. Move it so that it's aligned with the reference image and just start extruding it from the top view, so that it covers every line and curve of the car hood. Do not worry about the Z-axis for now. While extruding, do not make the gaps too short, neither too long. Keep the proportions like mine. On the places where the edges curve more, you can make the vertices denser, but do not overdo it because later the bevel will be added. Now go the second time around refining the outline. Use loop tools to relax the vertices. This way they flow more naturally. This edge also requires a bit of smoothing. Control select one vertex and then shift control the other to select it instantly. Use relax and space in the loop tools to even the spaces out between the vertices. Let's do the same procedure at this part of the car. Because of the curve, with control R add vertices in between with relax and space tools as usual. Move them manually if you need minor adjustments. As I said before, because of the more gradual curve, repeat this whole process a few times so that it has enough vertices and looks realistic. Not too many times though. The next part of the modeling is making everything follow the lines from the front view and side view. In some cases, you might need to add more vertices. Feel free to do that with the help of loop tools. Quick tip, the more times you press the relax tool, the more times it relaxes, so do not restrict yourself with only one click. I personally recommend 2 to 4 times. Now moving on to the front light. Again, repeat the same procedures. I'll repeat them so it's easier to memorize. First, add more vertices if you feel the need to. It's a curved surface, so you probably will need to. Second, adjust them accordingly to the reference image. And third, you know the same drill. Use loop tools to make it smoother. Switch your view to side view. Select all the remaining vertices and continue raising them one by one, deselecting with control. Since there are too many vertices and it's too hard to see, select them and hide them by pressing H. Once you finish the side, by pressing Alt H, you can unhide the hidden object. In this case, it's the remaining vertices. Raise the back part so it matches the very left vertex, aligned with the panel gap. Subdivide the edge, connecting bottom and top part of the hood. In my case, the top part needed to be moved a little bit to the right. So, as I was saying about the edge, make a slight curve out of it. I personally added another vertex. This way there is a perfect balance between vertices. Select 2 vertices across the ends of the hood and press F to create a new edge. With Ctrl Shift B, you can bevel a single vertex. Also scroll up to add more vertices to the bevel. Now move every single vertex to its designated spot like usual. Do the same thing from the side view as before. As you can probably guess, yes, use loop tools by connecting with F, then adding a loop cut in the exact middle. After that, add it in the front part of the edge. By pressing G, slide it to the front where there's a bigger curve. Ctrl R to add loop cuts. Scroll up to match the edge vertex count to the parallel edge, so that later you can use the fill tool, because it requires the same vertex count on the opposite sides. By now you know that you always have to use loop tools, so with that note, I will stop mentioning it, except if there is a specific case that will need to be mentioned. As far as modeling goes, I have been modeling only on the left side, and soon I will add the mirror modifier, this way instantly copying everything to the other side. To fill any area, you need to select opposite edges with the same vertex count, then go to the top, click face and then grid fill. Do the same with the other part of the hood. And to finish this part, press A and then Shift N to correct the normals. From the top view, align the vertices with the outer line of the hood bump. Use the knife tool by pressing K. It allows to create new vertices in a desired shape. With that note, trace the line in the reference image. When you're finished, press enter. Do the same with the other line. I added 2 loop cuts on the curved part so that when I delete the middle, it matches with the other side. Do not forget to relax it a little bit and then proceed to delete unnecessary parts in the middle by selecting each tile individually. Slide a few vertices if necessary. By putting a 3D cursor on this vertex with Shift S, rotate it upwards and then fill in the gaps. A loop cut in the middle helps to make a more realistic curve in a subdivision workflow, meaning that if you use a subdivision modifier, you should model in a way that completely prevents n-gons, or in other words, faces with more than 4 vertices. Beveling the edges with a simple 2-segment bevel will give it a better definition, making it neither too sharp, neither too flat. But wait, you didn't make those ventilation holes and the logo, so how is it finished? Well, that's a very great point, but I have an explanation for you. Little details like these require a lot of geometry, and to achieve that, I would need to apply the subdivision modifier, and that is an action you cannot undo, so I always recommend leaving little details for the very end of the whole modeling process.